Ernesto Che Guevara was an Argentine Marxist revolutionary, physician, author, guerrilla leader, diplomat, and military theorist. He played a significant role in the Cuban Revolution led by Fidel Castro and became an iconic figure of socialist and revolutionary movements worldwide. Ernesto Guevara de la Serna was born on June 14, 1928, in Rosario, Argentina, to a middle-class family. He studied medicine at the University of Buenos Aires, where he developed an interest in social issues and Marxism. In 1951, Guevara embarked on a famous motorcycle journey across South America with his friend Alberto Korda. During the journey, he witnessed the poverty and injustice faced by the continent's poor, which deepened his political convictions. In 1956, Guevara joined Fidel Castro's 26th of July movement, which aimed to overthrow the Cuban dictator Fulgencio Batista. Guevara played a crucial role as a military commander in the guerrilla war against Batista's forces. On January 1, 1959, the revolution succeeded and Castro's forces took control of Cuba. Guevara held various positions in the Cuban government, including as Minister of Industry. Che Guevara became involved in revolutionary activities in other parts of the world, including Africa and Latin America. He played a role in Cuba's support for anti-imperialist movements and guerrilla struggles in countries like the Congo and Bolivia. In 1966, Guevara traveled to Bolivia to lead a guerrilla campaign aimed at sparking a revolution. The campaign was plagued by difficulties and a lack of local support. On October 8, 1967, Guevara and his guerrilla group were captured by the Bolivian army. On the following day, he was executed on the orders of the Bolivian president. Che Guevara's image, with his iconic beret and long hair, became a symbol of revolutionary fervor and has been widely reproduced in art and popular culture. He remains a polarizing figure, admired by many for his dedication to social justice and opposition to imperialism, and criticized by others for his involvement in violent revolutionary activities. Guevara's writings, including the Motorcycle Diaries and Guerrilla Warfare, continue to influence political and social movements. Ernesto Che Guevara's life and legacy continue to be a subject of fascination and debate, and his impact on revolutionary movements and global politics is still felt today. Che Guevara has been portrayed in numerous films and documentaries. One of the most famous portrayals was by Benicio del Toro in the 2008 film Che, directed by Steven Soderbergh. His life and image have also been featured in music, art, and literature, contributing to his enduring cultural impact. Guevara's family had left-wing political leanings, and he was exposed to socialist and Marxist ideas from an early age. This upbringing had a profound impact on his political development. The motorcycle journey across South America, which Guevara undertook with Alberto Korda, exposed him to the impoverished conditions faced by the continent's indigenous and working-class populations. Guevara's experiences during this journey, documented in his book The Motorcycle Diaries, contributed to his sense of social injustice and desire to bring about revolutionary change. Guevara's military leadership during the Cuban Revolution earned him the nickname Che, a term used in Argentina as a form of address. He became a key advisor to Fidel Castro and played a central role in the early years of the Cuban government, particularly in implementing land reforms and nationalizing industries. Guevara's Marxist beliefs and commitment to the principles of internationalism led him to support revolutionary movements beyond Cuba's borders. Guevara was a fervent Marxist-Leninist who believed in armed struggle as a means of achieving social justice and overthrowing capitalist and imperialist systems. He emphasized the importance of individual sacrifice and selflessness in the pursuit of revolutionary goals, famously stating, "The true revolutionary is guided by great feelings of love." Guevara was critical of Soviet-style communism and advocated for a more decentralized and egalitarian form of socialism. Guevara's expedition to Bolivia was a significant part of his efforts to export revolution to other parts of Latin America. The Bolivian campaign proved to be ill-fated, marked by poor logistics, limited local support, and relentless pursuit by Bolivian military forces. His capture and execution in Bolivia in 1967 marked the end of his revolutionary activities. Guevara's image, captured in a famous photograph by Alberto Korda, has become one of the most recognizable symbols of rebellion and revolutionary ideals. The image, featuring Guevara's face with a beret and intense gaze, has been widely reproduced on posters, t-shirts, and other forms of popular culture. Che Guevara's ideas and actions continue to inspire and influence leftist and revolutionary movements around the world. His legacy is complex, with supporters seeing him as a champion of the oppressed and critics condemning his use of violence and his role in authoritarian regimes. In addition to his role as a revolutionary leader, Che Guevara was a prolific writer. He authored several books and essays that continue to be studied and debated. One of his notable works is Guerrilla Warfare, which outlines his strategies and tactics for waging guerrilla warfare. This book has been influential in the study of insurgent movements. Before becoming a revolutionary, Guevara was a trained physician. He received his medical degree from the University of Buenos Aires in 1953. During his travels through South America, he often provided medical care to the impoverished communities he encountered, which further shaped his worldview. The Norton 500 motorcycle that Guevara used during his famous journey across South America in 1951 has become an iconic symbol associated with his early life and adventures. Che Guevara had close relationships with other prominent figures in the Cuban Revolution, including Fidel Castro and Camilo Cienfuegos. His bond with Fidel Castro was particularly strong, and Guevara served as Castro's right-hand man during the revolution and in the early years of the Cuban government. Guevara's ideological differences with the Soviet Union and its brand of communism became apparent during his time in Cuba. He was critical of what he saw as Soviet bureaucracy and a departure from revolutionary ideals. He advocated for a more Cuban brand of socialism, which was characterized by decentralization and grassroots participation. After his death, Che Guevara's legacy endured in various forms. His image continued to be a symbol of rebellion, and his writings inspired later generations of activists. He continues to be a polarizing and influential figure, with his legacy extending far beyond his role as a revolutionary leader into the realms of art, culture, and politics. Ernesto Che Guevara remains an enduring and enigmatic figure in history, celebrated by some as a symbol of resistance against oppression and imperialism and debated by others for his controversial methods and political beliefs. His life continues to be the subject of extensive academic study, literature, and artistic interpretation.